Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and this is the fourth episode of Criminal Minds Evolution. We open with Voight arriving at the BAU and making an obnoxious jerk of himself, as expected, I guess you could say. He really wants to talk to Rossi, but Rossi's not up to seeing him just yet. Anyway, off in Iowa, Jade and Damien, two members of Gold Star, make love in a car, and afterwards he tells her sadly that Aiden had been killed. He was the one from episode 2. This puts her in a rather depressed mood, as it would anyone, I guess you could say. Finally, they get Voight to contact Damien. He's not too sure of it, but all he has to do is keep him on the phone for about 2 minutes so Garcia can do a trace. He gets them on the line, tells them a lot of things about how, they're making a lot of noise with these deaths. He's gotten some information, but he needs to meet with them face to face. While he's doing this, he's tapping on the desk. The call ends abruptly, and then they're sent coordinates for a meet. Also, they have figured out the tapping was Morse code and was telling them about North Star. And they want to know what North Star is. He says North Star doesn't even exist, but it's something they used to talk about. Just a little more addition to make them believe he is being straight with them. Well, they don't want him to go meet with them, but as things are the way they are, they're going to have to. So they all load up on the plane, they head out, and Voight tries to get them all in a conversation, but it's explained to him that he is a prisoner transfer, and it is against the rules for them to engage. But Rossi does come up to him, and they finally talk. And he says, he basically apologizes for locking him in that trailer and wants to know if he'll accept his apology. And Rossi's like, I'll let you know on the way back. Remember that for later. So they get a whole park is set up with agents here and agents there, and they've got eyes on this and eyes on that. And Rossi has one sniper who is pointed directly at Voight, and only Voight, no matter what. Always on Voight. And if Rossi gives the signal, pop. So they wait, and this van out of nowhere just comes barreling through the park right towards the bench Voight is sitting on. So, of course, all the agents jump out and they start shooting at the van, which has Kevlar all over it. But the van crashes, and they get the driver out, and he's got a bomb strapped to him. Turns out he's a sort of freelance arms dealer for local thugs and such. And they came to him to get some stuff, but they didn't have any money, so when he went to close up the van, they just cold-cocked him and took all his stuff and put him in the van with a bomb strapped to him. There's a phone on the bomb. That's not what sets the bomb off, though. There's a beeper. That's the triggering device. Phone rings. It's Jade. She wants to talk to Voight. She's a little ticked at him working with the feds, and he kind of plays it off, and they go back and forth. Now, the beeper has a short range. They've got to be within eyesight. Where could they be? Well, she's actually among the crowd watching them. And when she gets frustrated at Voight, she starts calling the beeper 3 times, and it's over. She gets down 2. Voight doesn't think she'll pull that third one. She doesn't have it in her. She needs the information he has. She's not going to do it. And she starts typing it in. Luckily, Garcia, using one of the cell phones people have that are with her, manages to jigger a thing together and block all signals in that area. They lose the call, but they also have the beeper being unable to be triggered. So they cut him out of the vest. Now, while this is happening, Voight starts backing away and backing away, and he looks like he's about to run when he remembers Rossi going, and he gets on his knees and puts his hands up. He's not taking any chances. Well, they cuff him, and Jake gets away, and Rossi comes up to him, punches him right in the face. Just pow! Apology accepted. But then it turns out this was all part of their plan. You see, Voight's put in the back of a prisoner transfer vehicle. Damien comes up in uniform with a badge. He needs to fill out some of the paperwork. He'll just do it up there in the front cab. Won't take but a minute. Gets in, pretends to be filling out a form, turns to Voight, and demands to know about North Star. Now, while that's been going on, Emily has had Tyler do a little under the table kind of investigation, and manages to locate Brian and bring him in. Emily starts talking to Brian. She wants to know about Gold Star. He says he has no idea what she's talking about. And the more she presses him, the more he says, you sound crazy. This guy's an old hand at not talking, paranoia, conspiracies and all that. When it looks like she's not going to get anything out of him, she's setting him free, letting him know that because of what he's done, she could lose everything. And that's a hell of a way to treat a friend who's always been there with them. And then he leans forward and says, well, there is one thing I can tell you. Teresa is in trouble. Who's Teresa? Emily doesn't know. Although Tyler has a bad reaction to it. He's been watching through the, that two-way mirror they use for observation. And immediately whips out his cell phone and calls someone and says, we're in trouble. Well, when the team gets back and Voight gets secured to wherever they're keeping him at this point, Emily calls Rossi in. The director has found out about her arrest. And even though the charges were dropped, she's getting out of hand. She's been moved to restrictive duty, and Rossi is now head of the BAU. Rossi doesn't want it. He doesn't want to be head. He doesn't like being head. Emily has to convince him, look, if you don't take it, they're going to bring someone else in, someone they don't know. At least you will have their back. So he reluctantly accepts it. Really good, tenseful episode, especially the whole thing with the bomb. That was probably the highlight of the episode for me. Just that tension building and building. And sadly, Voight did not make a break for it. I would have liked to have seen him get shot in the leg or something, just to let him know you're not the big bad guy you've always played at being. But nope. We're just going to have to wait for more shenanigans from him. Another highlight for me was Garcia, because when they were looking, for the whole connection thing, he had the information of where to go on the web. And after just a few minutes in with Garcia, She goes, you know what? You smell like you've crapped your pants. I don't know why. And I can't be in the same room with you. So they have to, everybody moves out and keeps them a little distance. She's like, I understand not showering, but not going to the bathroom? No, no. Oh, there's a reason Penelope is my favorite character. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.